those are the 4 steps in telling your story: your background, what you didn't like about it, that you found a solution, and how you feel about the future. When my mentor helped me craft this, it did so much for my confidence, I cannot even tell you. Because when you tell your story, you make a connection with another human being. And 9 times out of 10, they'll start telling you their story. People want to help you. People want to learn more. People are not running away from you. They're leaning towards you. And once I saw the power of telling my story, I would tell it in the hotel opportunity meeting, and a person would come up and afterwards and said, I have a member of my family who's 20 years old, just like you, went through all the struggles just like you. Can I introduce them to you because they need to hear your story? And I'm like, wow, somebody needed to hear my story. Everybody could think of somebody that kind of was like I was. So I was like, okay. So I said, if it works in the hotel meetings, I bet it works when I meet people. And I said, I'm going to try it. So I would meet somebody, and if it was appropriate, I would say, they'd ask me a question, whatever. Can I tell you my story real quick? Here's my story. Bam, 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 bam. Now, if you tell a story that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes long, you're not going to be, popular. But if you could tell a story in 60 seconds, which you can, or, a minute and a half, which you can, then all of a sudden the barriers between you and a prospect go away, and you have the ability to really connect. So I would meet somebody and say, can I tell you my story? If I did a home meeting and I was presenting in the home, first thing I did was tell them my story. If I did a training, before I'd start the training, I would tell them my story. If I did a 3-way phone call, I would tell them my story. To people on my team, I was telling the story all the time. To their prospects, I was telling my story. And I could do my story 5 minutes long. If I wanted to, I could do it in 30 seconds. I got really good at telling my story, and it worked. It was the best tool I had. I would tell my story, and I'd introduce somebody to a tool or invite them to an event. That was all I did. And I taught other people how to do the same thing. And I'm teaching you today how to do this. This will change your life. Now, I'm going to ask you to work on it, like obsess over it like you might have obsessed over a business card 20 years ago. Make it as interesting and powerful as possible, as relatable as you could possibly relate to another human being. The pain that you share in your dissatisfaction about your background is what will connect you to another human being. People don't normally do that. And you don't leave them in that negative space. You take them to a positive space. So here's what I want you to do. And we're going to build on this. This is one of the building blocks, right? There's going to be tools. There's going to be events. There's going to be invitation scripts. There's going to be all this stuff that we're going to be talking about. But this is as close as you can get to a cheat code in talking with a prospect, is to tell them your story. Okay? Do this. You're going to be pretty amazed at how quickly things lighten up and people lean in when you tell your story instead of just pitching. Tell your story. You'll get to the pitch. It's easy. You won't get objections around it the same way you will when you just start with the pitch without telling the story. Okay? This makes you relatable to the whole world.